I've always believed that I have to show my achievements in order to be somebody. And if I'm nobody, I will be abandoned, excluded, not being taken seriously, and completely ignored, and end up dying in the streets completely on my own and shamed and ridiculized. And everybody who doesn't show his achievements will completely vanish and disappear into nothingness. And I'm shooting this video because I had some encounters yesterday. I went to a talk or free talks, and I took the train there, and a woman came to me to ask me if I knew where platform RB10A was, and I was smirking and smiling to myself because that's not the platform but the train number. And I told her, well, it seems like you're not taking a train very often because that's the train number and not the platform. And we were laughing together. We got into the train, and then she came to me and sat down next to me because that was the only area where there were seats left. And we had a really touching conversation on a heart level, where it was not about showing our achievements, although she might have shown some achievements. I asked her a lot of questions, and she told me that she lives on a farm in Odenwald, which is a forest or a mountainous area in Germany, but that she's going to leave soon because it's getting too big for her, and she's moving back to Munich in Bavaria, that she doesn't speak Bavarian, but that's where she comes from, and she's going to move back. And it was a really touching and heart-opening conversation, not about showing our achievements. And we felt so connected and happy. And then I went to this talk, and there was a woman who talked about getting from the mind to the heart. She was also singing for us. And I had a lot of conversations there, asking a lot of questions and showing my appreciation for what people shared with me. And there was this behavioral therapist, and I asked her if she shows vulnerability and honesty with her clients, and she said that's an absolute no-go and nobody should do that. And I realized that that doesn't create a lot of connection on a heart level, and that's what people already know from their upbringing. And I don't believe that that really helps, because if we create these hierarchies and there is a client and somebody who knows and is a professional, I don't think that really things can change. And there is this trauma online summit going on in Germany right now, where I think it will start on November 11th. And there is a doctor there who is actually also a psychotherapist. And she talks about her being very open about her struggles and about her story, and showing a lot of vulnerability and honesty, which creates a lot of connection with her clients, but that she's attacked by official system therapists who say that's absolutely no-go to be on an eye level and to be honest and vulnerable with clients. And she says how important it is to really get to an eye level and to build a heart connection with the people, because that's what they've not experienced in their childhood. And yes, I ask a lot of questions to people and showing my appreciation. And in the end, I realized that nobody seemed to be interested in me. Nobody asked me questions about what my life was about and what I was up to or who I was. And to be honest, I still have a big ego, and it hurt a little bit. And I realized how important it was for me to show my achievements in order to feel important, accepted, and that I belong. And I started thinking about it, that actually all my life it was about doing things in order to be somebody. And it started when I started playing the guitar. I wanted to be a rock star. And I thought, when I'm a rock star, I will be somebody, and I will be accepted, and I will belong. And the next station was when I went to the gym as a little 16-year-old, and I saw all these important people arriving with their big expensive cars and suits, and I felt so unimportant and small. Until I really had a good body and people started asking me about my training routine, and suddenly I was somebody. And the next point, which was a really big turning point for me, was when I started studying Spanish and realized that I had a really big talent for languages, and that I learned Spanish in 3 months, and the Spaniards don't know that I'm not one of them. And I was very intimidated by all those people going to universities because I considered them so smart. And I was actually scared of them and intimidated and felt small, especially by people who were really pretty much lost in their mind and had no connection to their body and to their heart. And I felt really inferior. And when I realized that I had this big talent, I suddenly felt like I am somebody and I have some achievement to show. And I don't know if I've already mentioned, I've talked to this behavioral therapist, and I realized that if it's about achievement and hierarchies and big ones and small ones, and the ones who know and the ones who don't know, we don't meet on an eye level and we don't create the connection we're really yearning for on our heart level. And I wonder why we behave like that. And I also wonder, when we ask somebody, who are you, that we answer with something we do, but we don't answer that I am the empty vast space where the universe shows up in. Or we don't ask, how do you infect other people when you show up? What are your qualities that you brought with you and that you don't have to do anything for, that are always present, like compassion or humility or curiosity or playfulness or joy of living or happiness or excitement? But we don't do that. We get stuck on the mental level where no connection happens. And then we wonder that we're not fulfilled. And we want to be somebody and to achieve and to show our achievements. And I know for myself that it's so important to show my achievements and to know my achievements in order to feel that I'm worthy and that I'm accepted, that I belong. And what if we leave all that behind and we start talking about things that are really important, about what's going on within ourselves, and moving from the mind to the heart? And in Advaita Vedanta, or the non-dual teaching, it is about leaving everything behind. And if we want to be somebody, and if we strive to be somebody, we kind of deny that we are already what we're looking for, because we are looking for the one looking. And yes, we are already effortlessly what we're looking for, we've always been. And by wanting to be somebody, we kind of deny that fact and make efforts, and it doesn't work until we let go and become a nobody, and then we will be everything we've already been yearning for. And yes, thanks for listening, thanks for joining. And I'm really curious about how you infect other people when you show up without doing anything, your qualities that are innate and that you cannot get rid of. And maybe you'd like to drop me a message in the comments. And yeah, see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.